Yeah, a couple other things. Nick Strength and Power, he reached his 1 million
Hey,
followers.
congrats, yes.
Shout out to Big Nick over there.
A lot of work in that.
Yeah, he went from like 996,000 to like 1 million in like 24 hours or something.
Really? People are excited
So
for
he
him.
was like really pushing to break that 1 million. I can't wait to see his, you get the...
This plaque or something,
yeah.
his award. Yeah, he's been reaching for that 1 million for a year. He's been talking about it, so we're happy for him.
Hopefully we'll get there at some point.
He says we are. He says we're next, so we're hoping.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you guys.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. I wanted to start off with a huge thank you to Jay Cutler and, of course, Dave Mad Max 6, who helps Jay with his channel over there, Jay Cutler TV. I was watching their episode today, and they gave me a shout-out at the end of the video for hitting 1 million subs, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Jay Cutler, and to see that on his channel, it was just super cool, super humbling. So shout-out to them. I wanted to start out this video with a thank you for that shout-out because it made my day, man. I really appreciate it. But the first story that I have for you guys today, Hadi Choopan. So we got another physique update from Hadi. Here we are about a month out from the Olympia. We just found out that the Olympia was moved to Orlando, Florida from Las Vegas, Nevada due to some new imposing restrictions that are happening over there in Nevada due to the virus. So at 4 weeks out from the Olympia, Parsifar Mahdi, the good friend of Hadi Choopan, who posts a lot of Hadi's physique updates, he posted this physique update of Hadi hitting a side chest. You can kind of see what kind of shape Hadi's in, and the caption is the important part. So the big question going into the Olympia this year is, will Hadi get the visa or not? And this caption directly addresses the visa. They even put in the translation for us. And it says, Hadi's visa is under administrative processing. We will notify you by the next update. So from what I understand, the administrative processing phase of the visa application, that can take up to 60 days. It could be quicker than that. It could be a lot quicker than that. But if it took 60 days, that would definitely be bad for Hadi because obviously the Olympia, we're like, what, 40? We're like 30 days away. We're really close to the Olympia. So it's really getting down to crunch time. Will we see Hadi there? Will we not see Hadi there? It would be really disappointing if we didn't. As you guys know, he took third at last year's Mr. Olympia. And I think he honestly is one of the best bodybuilders in the world right now, and it would be a shame not to see him on that Olympia stage. I don't know if that move to Orlando is going to help him or hurt him or have any impact at all because, Orlando and Nevada, or Florida and Nevada, they're both states, so it doesn't really matter. They're both in the United States. I don't know if one of them would be easier for him to get to or not. I know that Florida is a lot looser with the restrictions on things, so I don't know if that would work in Hadi's favor. I really have no idea. But right now, it seems like it's a dice roll whether or not we're going to see Hadi at this year's Mr. Olympia, and I really, really hope we do. Because I honestly think that Hadi has a shot of winning the Olympia. The conditioning that Hadi brings, I honestly think that if he continues to bring conditioning on that level, he could be a future Mr. Olympia one day. But I will continue to keep you guys posted as we find out more about Hadi Choopan. And this appears to be the latest physique update that we've got of him, again, from his friend Parsifar Mahdi. Now, next up in news, the most recent physique update of Brandon Curry. I know it's been hard to keep up because Brandon has posted a lot of physique updates over the past couple weeks. But this is one of the first ones where I really thought to myself that Brandon is looking to be in that insane shape that he was in last year and the year before. The Olympia prep pictures that he was taking those 2 years, when we were getting really close to the show, Brandon was looking really grainy and sharp, really close to the Olympia those past 2 years. And those were the pictures that I remember from those preps. And this picture, to me, was looking a lot closer to that. We've seen a lot of pictures of Brandon where he's looking round, he's looking full. Typical Brandon Curry. I mean, he's got crazy arms, he's got that crazy roundness. V-taper's insane, his waist is insane. We know all that. But it's going to come down to conditioning. Brandon needs to be sharp if he wants to defend and repeat at this year's Mr. Olympia. And this picture, dated November 11th, 2020, very, very recent, yesterday, posted by his coach Abdullah. Brandon is looking insanely vascular, all kinds of striations and detail in his shoulders. Again, all throughout the forearm, crazy vascularity. This is the best, to me, this is the best shape physique update that we've seen of Brandon recently. Again, we've seen a lot of roundness and fullness, but not a whole lot of crazy grainy conditioning. And this picture reminds me of those pictures that we were seeing close to the Olympia last year when we first started to make predictions that Brandon was going to win the show. And this, to me, is a really good indicator that Brandon is going to be tough to beat. Again, I've said it once, I'll say it again. it's not going to be an easy win for Phil. Brandon is going to give him a hard time, and this picture is a perfect example of that. Let's not forget now, Brandon is a very multifaceted bodybuilder. He's not just round, he's not just full, he's got a very beautiful physique, a very aesthetic physique. He's got great symmetry, his posing is on point. He's just really, he's pleasing to look at, and that goes a long way in a sport where there's a lot of mass monsters. It's something different, and it's something that draws the eye to Brandon's physique, and I think he's going to do fantastic. And I hope we get to see some physique updates of Phil as we get closer to the show again. I want to talk about Phil. We just haven't seen much of him. And people were saying I'm a Brandon fanboy because I talk about Brandon so much. Well, I talk about Brandon so much because he's been posting every single day a new physique update, and we haven't seen one from Phil in like 2 months. If Phil were posting every day, I would be glad to talk about Phil every day too. Now, speaking of crazy physique updates, take a look at this latest physique update from Breon Ansley. Now, Breon, obviously, he lost his title to Chris last year. He's looking to reclaim it this year. Breon is looking nuts in a completely unbiased way. I got to say, Breon, he's looking really impressive going into this Olympia. And I am a Chris Bumstead fan, but man, Breon is looking so sharp and so detailed at this point in his prep at a little over 4 weeks out. He looks like he really is going to bring the best conditioning he's ever brought to the classic physique stage. And I think he's going to be really dangerous. I mean, honestly, I do still stand by, I think Chris is the more classic of the two. But if Breon brings some really crazy conditioning, it might change the game. So this back shot that Breon posted was the first shot that I'm talking about. He's already got the Christmas tree. He's got striations in his lower lats, vascularity all throughout his hamstrings. He's already got striated glutes, which isn't really even a necessity for classic physique because their trunks cover really most of their glutes anyway. But Breon is in phenomenal shape, and I got to give props where props are due. He is looking... he's looking dangerous. And then today, so this picture was yesterday. Today he posted another vacuum pose picture, and I got to give him credit. Like I said, when he was winning, one of my criticisms of Breon was I would love to see him hit a vacuum pose more often. And here he is hitting a crucifix pose, one of my favorite classic poses, by the way, with a vacuum pose. And he looks damn impressive in that pose. So props where props are due. I know Breon doesn't like me very much or care for my opinion, but I got to give him props. He's looking really incredible. And Chris Bumstead as well, he posted a physique update. He's posted a couple, but I wanted to talk about this one, the front lat spread, which even though it's not a mandatory pose in classic physique, I feel like this is one of Chris's strongest poses. I think it's one of the poses where his taper looks the craziest because he does have such wide lats. And I think that's one of the really strong points of Chris's physique when we're talking about what makes Chris more classic. I think the width of his lats is one of those things that creates that crazy illusion of a really impressive V-taper. And I think the front lat spread pose is one of those poses that where you just look at Chris and you're like, damn, this guy, that's what classic is all about. And the caption of this post, he talks about the mustache and he tells this kind of a long story about the confidence that the mustache brings to the stage. I got to tell you, I'm all for it. I've been growing my beard out for November, and the first thing I'm going to do on December 1st is shave everything but the stash, man. I'm keeping the stash too. So as much as I like Chris's physique, I got to keep it neutral here. Breon, I think Breon's going to give him a hard time. I think this is going to be a real battle in classic physique. Breon is not messing around. I mean, the striated glutes at 4 weeks out in classic physique is insane. But then again, classic physique isn't as much conditioning dominant. It's about looking classic. So maybe, I mean, I don't know, man. How conditioned is too conditioned for classic physique? That's another question you got to ask because, again, it's about being classic. Classic physique is not bodybuilding. But again, shout out to both these guys. I'm looking forward to seeing this battle on the Olympia stage. Now, the final story that I have for you guys today, a lot of you guys have been sending these stories to me, the Wesley Vissers recent physique update stories, but more importantly, you guys were commenting on the face update of Wesley Vissers. His face, he's got the death face more than anyone we've seen so far at 4 weeks out, and he looks like he's really, really dialing in his conditioning. And who knows how he's going to place at this year's Mr. Olympia. It's been so long since we've last seen him on stage. I feel like he's made significant improvements, and it looks like conditioning is not going to be a problem because his face is sunken in. He's got the death face for sure, striations all throughout his upper body. Classic physique is going to be exciting this year, man. I mean, I cannot wait to see this year's classic physique lineup. It's always super deep. There's always like 20 plus guys in that lineup. And man, just shout out to all these guys. All these guys are fantastic. They all keep us entertained. They all give us something to look forward to at the Olympia. I know a lot of you guys are going through hard times right now. Maybe not the best situation at home, not the best situation at work, not the best health situation, but hey, we've got this Olympia to look forward to. That's something on our calendars that we all get to watch. We're all going to watch the live stream together. So that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below. I really appreciate all the support. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And as always, Nick Strength and Power, signing out.